got internet.
All right, and welcome back. We got another episode of Sarcasm Speaks. Jared with Bob, and Jamie's in the other room. He may give a few shouts here and there. But we're fresh off of another Sunday afternoon of football, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be lighting up that bad beat hotline after that fucking Falcons game.
Yeah, there was the Eagles returned a fumble with no time left.
Yep.
To cover, and then the over hit in the 49ers game with no time left.
Yep. So
well.
the total in the 49ers Falcons game was 50. Atlanta scores a touchdown.
2 seconds left.
2 seconds left on the clock. They decide to go for two and then spike the ball.
Yeah, they didn't even go for it.
Yeah, nope. So, someone that's betting the under is like, all right, cool, it's fine, it's no big deal, whatever.
They're at 45 points.
Yep, and there's 2 seconds left on the clock. They have to kick the ball off to San Francisco. And everyone with the under is probably a little nervous because, you've seen some crazy shit out there. And, they're like, it's probably not going to happen, though. But you never know. It's never over till the clock hits zero. So the 49ers get the kickoff. They do that stupid little razzle-dazzle, like throw the ball back and forth.
Yeah, well, they squibbed the kick, so they had to play it.
Yeah.
And then, they're throwing the laterals and whatever.
And then they fumble the ball. One of the Falcons players picks up the ball on like the 5-yard line, runs it in for a touchdown.
Over.
The total goes to 51.
Over.
It went over by 1 point. Whoever took the under in that game was flipping out. That was I just it's times like that where I imagine what the book must look like, or like places in like Vegas
it's gotta be
must
great.
look like when shit like that goes down.
It's gotta be awesome.
That is a bad beat though. That's a fucking bad beat.
Yeah, because it's nonsense.
Yeah. Well, there was 2 bad beats today, like you said. The Eagles. I don't even remember who the Eagles were. Oh, the Redskins. They were -5 on the Redskins, and then they recovered a fumble with like 5 seconds left on the clock, and then ran it in as time expired.
Yeah, they were up by 4.
Yep.
And then won by 10.
Yeah. So they covered the -5. So there's a couple bad beats today. And now I need, what did I say? I need Buffalo to score like 50 fucking points tonight. Cause
That's fine as long as Pittsburgh scores 52.
Yeah, my fantasy, my work fantasy league comes down to tonight and tomorrow night. I have, I think I'm down, I don't know, I'm down, call it like 17, 18 points, and he has the Pittsburgh defense and Chris Boswell, and I have Alvin Kamara and Marlon Mack going tomorrow night. So I'm going to need big nights from Mack and Kamara, and then I'm also going to need, like I said, that defense to really turn into a sieve.
Actually, so really what you need is Buffalo can't have any turnovers or anything like that.
Right. Clean game for Buffalo, and also score over 30. Would be nice.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh needs to win by 2, so that's a problem because he's going against the kicker, too. Yeah, conundrum.
Yeah. Well, whatever. We'll figure. However it works. Why, you took...
I have Pittsburgh.
Oh, you took Pittsburgh. Really?
Yep.
Wow. They were -2?
-1.
Oh, shit. Huh. Okay.
There's too many people in Buffalo, so...
Yeah. That's interesting.
Plus the point differential, spit that out.
Oh, okay.
Spit out Dallas, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh.
So it's 1-1 so far.
Both those teams cover.
Oh, well, Jacksonville ended up losing though, didn't they? Oh no,
They won.
They
were
won.
+6.5.
They won in the last minute. So that's another bad beat. They won at the end of the game. Wow. Okay. So there's a few of those today. Holy shit.
But that doesn't even compare because that was. So I actually just looked at it and I didn't see the first kick.
Yeah.
Supposedly that didn't hit. They missed both kicks.
Oh.
So the Raiders missed both kicks even with a penalty to bail them out.
Yeah.
And then Jacksonville took the ball and marched and scored.
Oh wow. Yeah. Fuck the Raiders.
No, betting's sick though.
Suck dick. Yeah, I love
Betting's awesome.
I love betting. I love sports betting. It's great. I never lose, right? I never lose any of my money. Nah. Oh, dude, there's no way. It's literally impossible for me to lose anytime. Especially with a 7-point teaser. Oh, dude, I'm getting 7 points. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, teasers can't lose.
Yeah, okay. All right, pal. Well, speaking of sports, did you hear we had a Tim Thomas sighting the other day?
Yeah, I heard he came out of the bunker.
Yeah. He was there for the pregame on, I think it was the Bruins game. But it was like Tim Thomas, Brian Giunta. They had a couple other guys out there. Jamie, do you remember what that was for? Was it like a Hall of Fame game or something?
Yeah, it was like I forget what it was called. It was kind of like a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, something like a Hall of Fame game. So Tim Thomas has left his bunker and he's come back to society.
So that's the other thing. When there's like a Tim Thomas sighting, I figured like he came out of his bunker to get the newspaper, like in his bathrobe.
Yeah.
And someone like took a picture of him.
Yeah.
But like he was actually in Boston.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I haven't read it, but there is an interview out there, or watched it, I guess, whatever. But I think there's an article that goes along with it, where they sat down with Tim Thomas and they did a whole thing, and he talked about having brain damage from playing hockey, and so I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to track it down and try and read it at some point. But man, that guy's fucking crazy.
Well, he's always been a nutcase.
Yeah.
And it was like even when he was playing goalie, it was like he came out of nowhere and.
Yeah, he was very. What's the word?
Unorthodox.
Yeah, I was looking for like extravagant.
Weird.
Or like, yeah, he was very floppy and very exuberant. I don't know, some words like that. I don't know. I can't think of the actual word I'm looking for.
Unorthodox.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's lame. That's a stupid word. I'm looking for one with more flair. I like exuberant.
How many pieces of flair?
Like
the minimum is 13 pieces of flair.
Yeah, he had 12.
Oh. But no, you're trying to say he had like 30. Brian had 36 pieces of flair.
Yeah. Was
he more than Brian or less than Brian?
Well, I would say if I said 12 and sticking to my point, I'd have to say less.
There's holes all over your argument.
Yeah, that's fine. I have to stay consistent, though.
Okay.
Can't just change my story.
Your own point contradicts itself, but you know what? Good for you sticking by your guns.
Yep. No, that's fine. No, dude, I'm right. I'm right
Right.
now. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way I could be wrong, because that's exactly what's gonna happen. Because this game definitely affects the other game. Yeah, sure, totally. Whatever you say, bro. So you know what actually was. It was like kind of blowing up in the news all week was Lizzo. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
No.
So she's like.
Well, when I say I know her, I only know that she has the one song.
Yeah.
And I know that she is overweight.
Yeah, we can call her like, obese.
Okay.
I think she fits that. If you did her BMI, she'd probably fall in the obese category.
Okay, that's not hard. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know that she is very proud and promotive of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all I know.
Yep. So she was at the Lakers game the other day.
Okay.
And she was wearing a black dress. So her song comes on. They start playing it at a halftime or whatever. There's some break in the game. So she gets up and she goes into the middle of the court and starts twerking in the middle of the court.
Who?
However, Lizzo. There's a situation there because her black dress, right where her buttocks was, there was a giant hole cut out. So her ass was literally out of her dress, and she was wearing like a thong, like a black thong. And she's out there twerking in the middle of the basketball court with her ass literally hanging out. And she is significantly overweight. So there's all kinds of backlash now, and all of these people are like, oh, you're just trying to fat shame her, you're just trying to do this and that, and I look at it, and some of these other people on Twitter are like, no, I don't give a fuck. And some people are like, oh, you're saying that because she's black, whatever. Like, everyone's pulling all kinds of fucking cards, like, trying to, like, start shit. And people on Twitter are like, nah, man, I don't give a fuck what color she is, how big she is, how fucking tall she is, how much money she has. Like, you don't go out in public and stick your ass out and start dancing in front of like a giant audience with your fucking ass hanging out of your dress. And it was one of those things where like it was done on purpose and it was done professionally. Like it wasn't like she like went there with a pair of fucking scissors and it was like jaggedy edges and shit. Like it was like professionally done. Like it was like seamed and shit. Okay. So like, and everyone's like, if that was any other person in the world, we'd probably get arrested. Or at the least, you would get thrown out of the stadium.
Yeah, usually that's how that works.
Yeah. Nope, nothing happened to her. And everyone's like, wow, she's so brave. And it's like, are you just saying she's brave because she's fat? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what makes her so brave. Like, that's kind of a disgusting thing to do. Like, I don't care. Like, a basketball game is not the place for, like, someone to just, like, hang their ass out in public. You know what I mean?
Usually not.
Like, I understand it's a Lakers game and, like, those tickets are expensive. So, because the other thing, everyone was like, it's a family environment. There's children in the front rows. And I'm like, all right, guys, well, you guys need to pump your brakes because now you're being a little ridiculous because I don't know how many children are in the front row at a Lakers game because those tickets are like $50,000. Those are very fucking expensive.
Yeah, usually that's like celebrities and shit.
Yeah. But that's not to say that there might not have been children, like, in the upper levels.
Yep.
And, like, that's just kind of a fucked up thing to do. That's, like, although not the same fucking degree, but it is similar to Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction. When she fucking popped her tit out at a Super Bowl.
Yes.
So, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, so was it planned through the arena that when her song came out, she was gonna run out there and...
I don't know. I don't know the details.
Because I wonder that.
I mean,
so... if she got the go-ahead, then, okay, she gets the go-ahead.
Because you would gather that if someone famous is going to be at the game, you'd probably know it. If you're part of the PR department for the Lakers, you're going to know it. So then you also know the set list of songs.
Yep.
So you'd probably be able to put together, like, all right, well, Lizzo's coming to the game. We should probably play her song. Now, they might not have known that she was going to, like, get up and fucking dance in the middle of the court. But, like, I'm sure they played the song because they knew she was going to be there.
Yeah. That's the thing I wonder is, like, you know, did they know? Because here's the other thing. So, let's pretend I work security for the Lakers.
Right.
And I'm there, and I'm you know, courtside.
Yeah.
And one of my jobs is, hey, if someone runs on the court, you are to get this person
to get
off.
Yeah.
Whether it means you cuff them and cuff and release or whatever.
Right.
If I don't know who that actually is, how do I know it's not just someone?
Right.
Because I don't even know what she looks like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's a Lakers game. Like, I feel like anybody could run on the court and start fucking twerking it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like.
Yeah.
I have a question.
But,
Window or aisle?
Jamie has a question. What'd you say?
Window or aisle on a plane?
Window or aisle on a plane?
I usually go window.
Yeah.
Window?
How long is the flight?
5 hours.
5 hours? Yeah, I'd go window. quick little break.
Yeah.
Carry on.
No, I'm just saying. It's like if I work security for the game, so here we go with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Because it was the last game in the Oakland Coliseum.
Yep.
Which is also in California. You know, whatever.
Yeah, California.
I know it's not Oracle, but whatever. Everyone is butt rushing the field. For the last time, they're all rushing the field.
Right.
And cops are arresting everybody.
Yep.
Regardless of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like there was even a story, it's like one guy's like, hey man, I just had to do that for one last time. The cop's like, yeah man, I totally understand, as he's cuffing the dude. Like,
yeah.
That's what happens. When
Right.
someone rushes whatever,
Right.
they typically get cuffed, whatever. So if she didn't get removed, something has to tell me that it either was planned or okayed.
Right.
Like, hey, all security team, the woman sitting front row in the black dress.
Right.
This is her song. Like, if she runs on the court, like, it's cool.
Yeah.
Or it's not. What I don't know.
Right. Right.
Because that's my thing. Why wasn't she, like, removed?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be like, oh, no, it's her song. Like, she gotta stay there. What?
Okay, cool. So now we're just gonna let celebrities that have songs just run out in the middle of basketball courts when their song plays?
Yeah, their song plays so they can just go.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Seems dumb.
Yeah. But like this, like people are like championing this and saying like, oh, like I said, like, oh, she's so brave
So brave for dancing to her own damn song.
with her fucking ass cheeks hanging out of her dress.
I mean, I'm even looking simpler, like regardless of the whole ass cheek thing, because obviously that's just poor form.
That's yeah.
Like if it's your own concert, do whatever you want, but
Right.
like why was she even let on the court in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did she just like go back to her seat after?
I think so, yeah. So then, like, all the reports came out because the Lakers were playing the Timberwolves, and everything was coming out that she has a crush on Karl Anthony Towns.
Here we go.
So now everyone's like, oh, well, she did that as a way to like look at Karl Anthony Towns and be like, hey, you like what you see, type of deal.
What did Karl Anthony Towns say?
I haven't found anything that he had a response to it.
I assume he's not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I would imagine the same. If you are Karl Anthony Towns and you are, what is he, 6'10", and
I wouldn't say a goddamn thing.
shredded and a professional NBA player that is in the top 10. He's a top 10 player in the NBA. You probably want nothing to do with Lizzo. I would imagine she's got to be pushing like fucking $3 bills.
Whoa, that's a lot of weight. Holy shit.
What, did you look up her weight?
No, that's what you just said.
Oh, yeah. Dude, she's fucking huge. She's very, very big. And let me see if I can find her.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't have a response.
Nope.
All right, let's see. I just Googled Lizzo height. Wait, holy shit! It says she weighs 140 kilos.
280. Yeah, it's 310 pounds.
Yeah, she's $3 bills.
Whoa.
She's 5'10", and she is 300 pounds. So, I don't want to speak for Karl Anthony Towns over there, but if I had to guess what type of women he liked,
Probably don't weigh 140K.
they're probably not 5'10" and 300 pounds. I don't know. Call me fucking crazy. But Jesus Christ. Can you imagine what that looked like?
I'm good.
That's awful. So the other thing with her is, so before this happened, like you said, she's been kind of going around and saying like, I'm fine being fat, like I'm happy, whatever. And so I get that, and I understand, and if like that's your thing and you're happy and you're fine with being that big, who am I really to tell you that you can't be that way? You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna, like if someone is super overweight and they're like, I feel like shit, I'm unhealthy, I want to change, then I'll be like, all right, well maybe you should lose some weight. But if someone's 300 pounds and they're like, no, I love being fat, and if they're healthy, then like, all right, cool, whatever, dude, like to each his own, like have fun. Like I could never do that, but like good for you.
Right.
But my issue is that, so we all know that like obesity is a fucking major issue in the US.
Yep.
She's going around being championed by fat people, and she's telling fat people that it's okay to be fat and that they don't need to lose weight. So she's promoting an unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah, I forget what we were actually listening to the same podcast when we were talking about this. Maybe we were going to Twin River. I kind of forget.
Yeah, it was Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah, and his main thing was he's like, yeah, but that's just unhealthy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Shab. Shab was like, hey, newsflash, maybe you should stop fucking eating so much. He was fucking ruthless.
What? That's, well, see, now here's my thing is I don't really care about everyone's problems because
Yeah.
I'm well aware that I can only help people on a one-on-one basis.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only help people that want to be helped.
Right.
So if she's good, then I'm good too.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's kind of lame to say where it, like, makes me mad, because I don't really get mad, but, like, where it kind of, like, gets under my skin is where she, like, tells other fat people that they don't need to not be fat, like, they should just stay fat. Like, I don't like that part of it. Like, you're promoting people to be unhealthy.
Yeah, but honestly, the people that she's probably reaching probably think the same thing regardless. They probably are just like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of cool being me. All right, you do you.
Yeah, but I bet you there's a lot of people that aren't cool with it. They've just given up hope, or they don't know how to get started, or they feel ashamed to go anywhere. There's so many people, like, there are people that aren't fat that are, like, ashamed and nervous to go to the gym.
Yeah, there are. No, there
Yeah.
are. But that doesn't, I mean, she's not changing anything by that.
Right, but where she could prevent a couple people from going to the gym and changing their life and their body. Like, what if someone's a pre-diabetic and they're, like, fucking 20 years old, you know, like, and if they don't make a change, they're gonna have to live the rest of their life with diabetes, and thus all of the other health issues that come secondary with diabetes.
So, and this is where I'm an asshole because I'm going to put my trust in people for a second.
Yeah.
This is where I know this is the flaw in my logic.
Yeah.
I would hope that they would then take their health advice, because they're pre-diabetic, that's a diagnosis.
Right.
Then I would hope from that point they would listen to their doctor and not a song performer. Because I almost said songwriter, sorry.
Yeah, she's not a songwriter.
A performer.
Yes, a performer.
I almost said songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but if you are willing to take your health advice from a performer and not a doctor, I don't know if there's anything I can do. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Imagine someone inquires to me, they're like, hey, I'm interested in nutrition coaching, and I hop on the phone with them, and I'm like, hey, you know, what's going on? Like, you know, so I'm looking for some nutrition coaching. Cool, like, you know,
Yeah.
why did you reach out? Well, I really think I should lose some weight. Cool, how come? Like, what, you know?
Yeah. Well,
You
my
know,
doctor said I'm pre-diabetic.
Oh, my doctor said this, and I'm like, okay, well, like, you know, outside of the medical things, is there anything, like, that you would like to accomplish for yourself? Like, is there anything that you'd like? It's like, yeah, you know, it's like my clothes don't fit, and I'm always buying bigger clothes and whatever. And I'm like, okay, anything in your daily life affected by where you're at now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's really hard for me to do even just, like, simple tasks, and sometimes going to the grocery store, it's like, it's a pain in the ass to walk around the whole place, whatever. And then it's like, I'm like, okay, so, you know, this is a little bit how I can, whatever. But, you know, Lizzo did say it was cool, so I don't know if I should really, like, take on coaching. That conversation doesn't go that way.
No, but
The person who says Lizzo's cool, they don't even reach out in the first place.
Right, but some of it is, like, subconscious. Like, someone may not outwardly say, like, well, Lizzo said it's okay to be fat, so now I'm okay being fat. But they see it, and it's like, okay, well, there's this really famous person that's fat. And then, because it's not just Lizzo either. It's, she makes a statement, and then it's social media saying, she's brave, she's right, she's the best. It's okay to be, you have people like you and I, like, granted, I'm a fat shit, but, like, I'm not obese technically yet. I'm certainly on my way there. But you have people that are not obese and are not fat being like, yeah, it's okay for you fat people to be fat because it doesn't affect them. They don't give a fuck because they're not fat.
Oh, so it's
And
not...
meanwhile, you have these fat people that probably don't feel great about themselves. I can tell you right now, I fucking hate myself
Yeah, I
right
do
now.
too, but it's not related to weight.
My level of self-loathing is directly correlated to my weight on the scale. As the weight on the scale goes up, I hate myself more and
Mine's
more.
very independent. Mine's like just, you know, go with like the flow of the day.
But that is a thing though. So like, it's just like this societal thing is starting to turn into like it's okay to be fat when it's not okay to be fat. And that's where it comes back to, again, where I said, like, if you're okay with it, then whatever, man. Like I said, to each his own. Like, if you want to be 400 pounds and unhealthy and not able to do daily tasks, who am I to tell you any different?
Right.
But I just don't like the trend of turning it into, like, a societal norm to say, like, well, I mean, everyone in the U.S. is fat, so, like, it's okay. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, more and more people are obese now doesn't mean that that's the new normal and that it's okay to be fat.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I know you to an extent as well. I know you don't work in the industry anymore, but it's like I know I have the tools and the services and the abilities and the structure, and I can help people that at least show the slightest level of interest in helping themselves. Now,
so the people that you're close with.
It could be anybody. The fucking person across the street who I don't even know.
Right.
Could be interested in.
Well, that's by close. I mean like connection wise, like who you interact with on a day-to-day basis. Those type of people are more often than not the people that want to make a change.
But I'm even saying like the prospective person.
Yeah.
Like drive 2 minutes down the street, first house on the left, and like that person who I do not know, never met, potentially never will meet.
Right.
But you know that person could have the slightest interest in bettering themselves.
Right.
That person I want to have the proper info to.
Right.
Now the person who shares that, because it's probably a duplex, because that's kind of where we live right now.
Yeah.
The person in the other unit may not want any help whatsoever. They don't want anything.
Right.
Like whether it's weight or fucking drugs, whatever. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's cynical and short-sighted. I just know I can't help the greater sum.
Right.
Because I can't do it. There's too many damn people in this goddamn country.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that want to be helped.
Right.
And,
yeah, absolutely. And for business purposes, that's your that's your target.
And that could be a little bit of like obviously my little bias about this specifically.
Right.
Because I guess if we change the topic to smoking crack.
Yeah.
And someone was going around being like, "Hey, smoking crack is really, really good. Like I smoke crack and look at me."
Yeah.
Like I don't know, pick any famous. It's the next famous rapper, like Lil Crackhead.
Yeah.
Goes around and it's like
Lil Cracky.
Yeah, Lil Cracky. Because I hit my crack pipe 3 times a day.
Yeah.
You know, I spend all this money on crack a week. It's actually not that much money. It's probably $25.
Yeah.
And it gets you fucking fucked up the entire time.
Right.
And then like other crackheads will be like, "Yeah, see, Lil Cracky can do it. I can do it."
Right. Right.
And it's like,
well, it's it's an enabling.
It's like okay, I guess. So I guess my opinion on that matter would be, yeah, you shouldn't smoke crack.
Right.
It's bad for you.
Right.
It's unhealthy.
Right.
Really?
That's
Says you guys.
Jamie's been smoking crack for years.
I mean, crack Dennis.
So does that so I guess so by changing the topic,
does
that start to make it more like
yeah,
like you definitely shouldn't smoke crack.
Right. Like you definitely shouldn't be obese because
and if you do smoke crack, you definitely shouldn't go twerk in a half court of a fucking any game.
Yes, we now know that like there are a lot of health consequences of being obese, so like you probably shouldn't do that.
No, you definitely shouldn't smoke crack.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in on that.
Cause so
honestly, the obesity thing's tough because it does come down to. It's the same thing again. The same thing with a crackhead, and it's the same reason why people bail on supporting those people.
Right. They
don't want to be helped.
Right. Right.
So
there was actually a thing. This conversation just reminded me of something. So do you know Adele, right? You know who that is.
Yes.
So she took like a year. Maybe we'll call it 18 months roughly. I don't know how long she actually took off of music, but she took some amount of time off. Before she took time away from music, she was hefty. Now she wasn't as big as Lizzo. She's not 300 pounds, but she was thick. Like she was
fucking huge.
She was overweight. That's that's a big fucking person.
Oh, man,
if she was 2 inches taller, she could be an NFL lineman.
God.
Yeah. If she was 6 feet tall and 310 pounds, she could be an NFL lineman.
Yeah.
She'd be on the shorter side, But David Andrews is 6 feet tall and 300 pounds.
Wow.
So she'd be David Andrews.
You can see those guys too, though. The second they're done playing, they just...
Oh, yeah. They just drop it.
Right.
Yeah. So, with Adele, she was hefty. And then, so she took time off. I think she got pregnant. She had a kid. And then she lost a bunch of weight. So she was like out of the public eye for a while, for X amount of time. When she comes back into the public eye, she lost a lot of weight. And she looks good. She's thin. Like, she's not like gross skinny, but she's like an average looking person.
What someone on... I know the BMI scales are bullshit, but...
Right.
Like, call it average BMI?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, when she came back...
Oh, did she get shit on?
She got shit on.
Yeah.
The Twitter world was like, oh, this is fucking gross. Why did she lose weight? She looks awful. Oh, she looks terrible. She needs... Now who do overweight people have to relate to? They were like, they don't have anybody to relate to. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you need someone to relate to? Like, this woman probably, I would guess, didn't feel very good about herself. And if you listen to her music, it's always kind of fucking depressing. So, maybe she was fucking depressed. And maybe she had her kid, and I think she may have also got divorced too, so that'll probably fuck you up a little bit. But,
Yeah.
like, I bet you... she may have lost, I don't know, we'll call it 30, 40 pounds. I bet you she feels much better. I bet you she's probably happier. But no, she's a terrible person for losing weight and making herself happier.
Also,
she is awful.
I don't know anything about this, but rumor has it, and I don't know if this is confirmed or if this is whatever, but apparently breastfeeding helps women just like rip weight off them.
Really?
I mean, assuming that they don't get into some kind of caloric surplus that fucks it all up. But apparently when you're breastfeeding, your metabolism is like through the fucking roof.
I can see that.
So it's just like...
Because your body needs to perform normal metabolic processes, and then it also needs to make more milk.
Yeah. So apparently, someone who breastfeeds... And also, you don't... I mean, listen, you don't need to eat chicken, white rice, and broccoli every meal, and like whatever.
Right.
But if you just eat like normally...
Yeah.
Or whatever you were doing beforehand. And if you if you were at a decent weight and you gained your pregnancy weight and then you also then you breastfeed after, like you are just going to like nuke weight off your body.
Right. And also like I always say shit like this, especially like when I'm teaching class and stuff. Like if you look at it from an evolutionary point of view, it makes sense also. Because if you're overweight and you gotta run away from a fucking attacking tribe or like a fucking bear is coming on your fucking camp, if you're like Neanderthal times, that extra weight's going to slow you down. But if you're breastfeeding, it's a quicker way to get back to your normal weight, so then you can escape places and do things that you were doing before. Because obviously it's a disadvantage to be fat in fucking Neanderthal times, because that's the...
Now people, that's coming from a Neanderthal?
Yes, I am a Neanderthal, so fuck you. You can't be offended. I can say that. I'll show you my DNA through 23andMe. But, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of those things where, like, the bear doesn't give a fuck. They're just going to take whoever's the slowest. You
just need to be faster than one other guy.
That's it. To survive anywhere, you just have to be faster than the slowest person. That's it. You don't have to be Usain Bolt.
Just don't be the slowest.
You just don't be the slowest. So by breastfeeding, like I said, for evolutionary wise, that makes a ton of sense as to why that happens.
Yeah, but I mean, like going back to the point, I know that was a little segue, but who are we gonna look to now?
Yeah, like
what's Fat Joe doing?
Is he still alive? Dude, I made a Fat Joe reference in my class the other day.
No one. There's no way anyone knew that.
No one. So I was talking about like core stability and posture and how everything affects whatever. So I was like, yeah, when you walk, you want to be able to keep your torso stable, like, and walk like a normal person. You don't want to be able to walk like this and like twisting as you're walking. And I was like, that's really bad, unless you're Fat Joe. And then everyone was just like, it was like crickets. Yeah. And I was like,
do any of you know who Fat Joe is?
I go, does anybody in here know who Fat Joe is? Blank stares. Yeah. And I was like,
Yep, you're old.
Wow, okay. Well, he was a rapper back in the day. He sang a song called Lean Back, and in the music video, well, you know, when music videos still existed, that's the way he walked in that video. And then some of the kids, like, giggled, and I was like, it's not as funny when you have to fucking explain the joke.
Dude, talk about walking into your class, though, doing my whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then you did your whole thing, where we're just, like, dead on the same page. It's almost like we knew what we were talking about.
Yeah, but I love shit like that. Like, because obviously, it doesn't matter, like, I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with my students, and I feel like they understand it, but it doesn't matter, because when you're hearing the same person talk for 16 weeks, eventually you just kind of turn them off.
Yep.
And you're like, I don't give a fuck. And it doesn't matter how close in age we are, or how interesting I make the class, or whatever. Eventually they're going to be like, yeah, I doubt that's true. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's just what you do. And to have someone totally random come into the class and say things that I've already talked about and be like, see, guys, I told you, I don't make this fucking shit up. Someone way fucking smarter than me did. And I'm just regurgitating it. Yep. So, like, that's always nice. And I think that always helps to, like, stick the points that I made to them. And I actually had a student reach out recently and talk about the Joel Jameson MMA conditioning book.
Yep.
Because I used that as my textbook for metabolic training when I teach that class. Because the other person that teaches it uses like the ACSM fucking whatever from 1979. And I said right in class, I can't put it on the syllabus because the title of the book is MMA Strength and Conditioning.
Right.
So if I put that on the syllabus as required reading, because I have to turn in my syllabus at the beginning of every semester.
Yep.
And someone saw that, I would get questioned like a motherfucker because no one under the age of fucking 35 in that department, which there's 2 people in the department under the age of 35, no one knows what that fucking book even is in the first place.
Right.
So just to save myself the headache, I put on the syllabus, there's no required text.
Yep.
But the first day of class, I say, this is the textbook, this is required. I'm not putting it on there because of the title. So I had an old student reach out and say, holy shit, that book that you used, that you made me buy, I use that now all the time, and I just used it to create a 12-week program for all of my clients.
Yep.
As far as conditioning goes. And they were like, the stuff that's in this book is unbelievable. And they were like, I didn't really get it at the time, but thank you for showing it to me because now it makes so much more sense.
Yeah, I actually think with that book, he really, really fucked up the marketing on it.
Yeah.
By calling it MMA conditioning,
right,
he totally niched himself in.
Right.
Which usually is a good idea.
Right.
Because you want everyone in the MMA, like, whatever, using that. And
right.
People go nuts for that stuff. But it's like a really, really good book.
Like, that should be the required textbook for any sort of metabolic conditioning or metabolic training course in the country.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because
I don't think there's another source out there.
But it won't be,
it says
and
MMA.
it almost can't be, because the title says MMA Strength and Conditioning.
Yep.
And it's really unfortunate. But I still use it. So I'm sure there are other
I'm sorry, there's no book out there that properly breaks down energy system development.
No.
Like, you want to talk, like, when I say, because I say it all the time, because it drives people crazy, and I find it fucking entertaining. And I go, long, slow distance is only one of 7 ways.
Right.
To train, quote unquote, and I put it in quotes, cardio.
Right.
Because the aerobic system has 7 or 8 different ways to train it.
Yep.
That's one.
Yep.
So, you want to come at me with, yeah, but it's so good for you. Aerobic training is.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have a minimum of 45 minutes 3 times a week.
Yeah, and honestly, that's not that. It's not even that. It's the feeling that people have to go run miles. You don't have to.
Yeah.
If you want to, go nuts.
Right.
But.
Yeah, that's like I'll sit on a bike. Like when I'm lazy, I hop on the bike. I keep my heart rate within the designated range.
Yep.
Between 55 to 65, I think, percent.
Yeah, it's like the 120 to 160.
Yeah.
Ish.
So I keep it between the 55, 65% of my max heart rate, whatever, for a minimum of 45 minutes, because that's the other thing too. If you're going to do long, slow distance and you do it for less than 45 minutes, the benefits are negligible. Like science shows that. Like science has come up and said that 45 minutes is kind of about where the difference is made. Like now, if you do 40 chronically, like I'm sure you're going to see some benefit. Like
Yeah, it's also hard because
it's hard to draw a hard line there.
Like I don't do any right now. If I went out and did 20 minutes,
Yeah.
I would get cardiac benefit.
Right.
But
Right.
that's only because I don't do it right now.
Right. Right. If you're going from zero, you're going to get benefit from something.
Exactly.
But like that's the thing. Like I'll talk to people and like they're like, oh yeah, like I just did 20 minutes on my Peloton, and it's like.
I didn't know your husband was abusive.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, blink twice if you need help. Second of all, that's not actually really doing anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, because I always follow it up with, like, oh, so how long have you been doing that for? And they're like, oh, like
Forever.
like 2 years, 3 years. I'm like, yeah, you're not getting any cardiac benefit from that. I'm like, they do that. The dog. What do you mean? What do you mean? My doctor said I only need to do 20 minutes 3 days a week. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the recommendation to, like, I don't know, be like alive. Because most people sit at a desk for 9 hours a day. So like 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, which actually I believe it's 30 minutes now. Like that's good to like, because you should, you should move. That's like the minimum required to like be alive.
Yep.
If you're looking for like actual cardiac benefit, like, and you've been doing this for 2-3 years now, like you should be doing it for over 60 minutes, unless you want to do one of the other 7 ways.
Yep.
Which condenses your fucking window.
Yep.
And allows you to do different things.
Which also, it's almost similar to the strength training doesn't exist in the first 6 weeks of strength training.
Right. Because
It's
no matter
all
what.
neurological.
Right. Right.
So in terms of building muscular at the cellular level, muscular strength, can't do it in the first 6 weeks.
Right.
It's all nervous system adaptation.
Right. People are like, well, what do you mean? My bench went from 135 to 185.
Yeah. All nervous system.
Yeah, it's because your nervous system didn't know how to fire properly.
All
and
nervous system
you just
efficiency.
created new neural pathways.
Yep.
Like, yeah, but like I'm stronger. No, you're actually
muscularly.
not. You just know how to fire your muscles better now.
Yep.
You have the same musculature.
Yep. You're just more efficient.
Yeah. And that's why, like, similar, well, not the whole reason why, but it's related to how I can take 2 years off of Olympic weightlifting and then just jump back in and hit numbers, like, close to where I was before.
Yep.
Like, just by doing strength training. Like, I kept my strength relatively the same. The neural pathways are there.
Yep.
Like, they've been ingrained. I competed in the sport for fucking 7 years. Like, I have 7 years worth of neural fucking pathways ingrained in my fucking...
Yes, it's the same thing with golfers. Like I was just reading one guy, I think he coaches golf, but he had, so when you are it's the same thing like with me, like when people ask me, oh, like how often do you lift?
Yeah.
Like I try to lift 4 days a week.
Right.
They were like kind of like what we do. I go, a lot less.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of tough for me to lift.
The goal is not to get better. The goal is to just not get worse.
Right. And they're like, really? It's like, they're like, you can't do more here? I go, no.
Yeah.
I go, my email goes off. The phone rings. I see something that needs to be done. Someone comes in to talk to me. This person's here. That person's here. I go, I would actually be a lot better if I had a home gym.
Right, right.
I go, but and I'm sorry. Home gym, yes. If I went to a different gym,
Right.
impossible.
Yeah.
Because I can't sneak out to another gym to work out to then come back to it's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have to lift here.
But you see that a lot, though.
Like, anyway, so golf coach.
People that own gyms work out in other gyms.
But golf coaches are the same thing. Like, they don't play
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Well, how do you not play? You're a golf coach. Yeah, I spend a lot of time working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so like one guy's saying, like, yeah, I haven't. He goes, it's been a long time since I've swung a golf club. I gotta be ready to go in 6 days.
Yeah, yeah.
So really, for him though, all it takes is the 6 days to get really just fine tune
Right.
a couple things.
Right, right.
But
Yeah.
That's really because it's all there. The pathways are all there. Motor learning's done.
Right. Yeah.
Same reason why Tiger could take 6 weeks off, come out and beat everybody.
Yes, exactly. You want to start wrapping this up?
Yeah. You have to lead me away, but...
All right. So my final thought is there was this thing that came out the other day that an NFL sideline reporter made a comment. Like I think she posted a post on Instagram or Twitter or something that she caught her boyfriend cheating on her because they bought each other matching Fitbits and they synced them together. So they could like do challenges and do the whole cute fucking like let's work out, let's see who can get more steps, whatever. So she's looking at his fucking Fitbit stats for one of the days, and she notices that at 4 a.m. one day, his heart rate was like through the fucking roof. And I would assume that like it lasted for a little bit.
Yep.
And so she confronted him about it, and it turns out he was cheating on her, and he was banging some other broad.
You ever... So, someone was talking about this yesterday with, like, the Fit... Because really the Fitbit's done on, like, motion. Mm-hmm. And, like, some of the like, you can get watches that charge themselves, and they never lose time, because, like, the moving up and down, like, whatever.
Right.
And then it's like the old Fitbit. It's like, what? Look at that. I masturbated 3 miles today.
Yeah, yes.
And it's like the same thing with the watches. It's like, yeah, you probably should have no time keeping that thing, nice and alive. You're lefty, right?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing people were joking about online. They were like, well, how does she know he wasn't just masturbating at 4 a.m.? It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, heart rate's different.
Yeah, but so that was the thing. She confronted him and he admitted it. So, like, yeah, he should have just been like, oh,
no. I was beating it.
I was just jerking off.
Yeah, look.
Yeah. I was strangle baiting. That's why my heart rate got so high.
Yeah, no, it's almost like the blood flow. It's almost like the masks.
Yeah.
It's harder to breathe that way. Therefore, it's training.
Right.
No, it's not, you idiot.
Oh man. So my advice to people out there that do well, first of all, don't ever do fucking fitness challenges with your significant other. I think that's dumb. Where do you stand on that? Like couples that go to the gym together and work out together.
How invested are they in this thing?
So I'm saying like the stock standard typical. I'm not saying like people that actually know what they're doing. So this is my. I'll give you my.
So like they go to the gym, say 3 times a week, 1 hour. They do a group and they get out. And that's about the extent that they care about this.
Well, roughly, we'll call it not even group. So what aggravates me?
Sorry, because I work with groups. But
is that when you see like a husband and wife or a boyfriend girlfriend whatever, they go to the gym. And then the husband has the wife doing the exact same thing that he does. So, like, they'll go over to the bench press. And then, like, he'll bench. And he'll be doing, like, 225. And then he'll, like, take all the weights off and put on 95. And then she'll bench. And then they'll go and both do, like...
she's benching 95. Good for her.
Yeah. Whatever. The numbers don't matter. So then they go over to, like, lat pull down. They both do lat pull downs. And then they go over and they're doing, like, fucking... lunges, and then they both do lunges, and he's just like, all right, yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, all right, come on, we're gonna do this. Like, that bothers me.
But that could also be a really good avenue. Because if it was me and I was going with my significant other and doing whatever, it's like, oh, we're gonna do some hip thrusts, and then we're gonna pair that with some glute kickbacks.
Yeah.
And after that, we'll hit some single leg hip thrusts. And then these might look weird, but we're gonna hit some frog pumps. And wow, my glutes are really sore the next day. Me thinking, that's because we did fucking 10 exercises and 8 of them were glutes.
Yeah. But so I have no issues with like couples that go to the gym together and then split up and go do their own thing. Like the thing that bothers me is like when the guy makes the girl do everything that he's doing.
So that's the commercial gym thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been so long since I've been in one. So, now, from my perspective, obviously, because we do have a lot of couples that come, they come in, they do the group together, it's led by a coach, obviously, and then they kind of get out and go on with their lives.
Yeah.
And doesn't really seem to be a whole lot wrong with that.
No, that's fine.
Obviously, I can see the woman going with the guy, obviously being like, hey, can you show me around? Like, hey, what do you do?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, cool, we're doing chest and tries one day, back and bis the next day. We'll think about doing legs, but we'll probably skip that.
Right.
We got a shoulder day mixed in there. And on Friday, instead of going, let's get pizza.
Yeah. Yeah. That's literally like how it goes. And I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Because your girlfriend or wife or whoever, like, doesn't need to do the same thing that you're doing. You're just being a fucking dink.
No, because your workout sucks probably as it is.
Right. They got it off of like bodybuilding.com. Like, it's
Totally sick.
Yeah, like, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit.
I have issues with couples that almost, well, actually, I guess it's not just couples. It's really my problems with everybody. Is people who define their lives by fitness.
Ugh, yeah, that's gross.
And then when the couples do it, it bothers me more.
Yeah, I hate that.
But
gym is life.
that's my only thing. Like, if it's your hobby, cool. And, like, trust me, I am a psychopath when it comes to golf.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I identify as a golfer. But, like, I wouldn't drag anybody else into that.
Where does that fall in the sexuality spectrum? Like, what box? Like, I've never seen golfer to check off on, like, gender.
Is there a huge
Or
bitch in there?
sexuality?
Because I'm a huge bitch.
You should petition to get golfer added to the gender identity thing.
Oh.
Because you can be, like, male, female, non-binary, fucking trans, whatever.
We'll come back to that. I might have a final. That might be my final thought. But people, it's really anybody. It's not just couples. But like, if you identify yourself like, all right, we're gonna both compete in bodybuilding, or we're both gonna compete in Olympic lifting.
Yeah.
Dude, God, I hate you people.
Yeah.
Can't you just go? Like, can't you go out on the weekend and like not do fitness?
Right.
Maybe you go see a movie. Maybe just drink all day.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us.
Like, I used to blow people's minds. Like, when I was in the height of my, like, Olympic weightlifting, like, competing all the time, going in, like, national competitions and shit, it was, like, me and, like, all the people on the team, and, like, I never really, I guess, identified as, like, an Olympic lifter. Like, I never became a groupie. Like, everyone would talk about, like, oh, this guy, like, such and such a this guy, or, like, oh, that guy. Like, I know a couple guys. Like, I know the big ones. Like, I know Ilian, and, like, who was the Russian guy that I met that I shouldn't know?
Koklov? No.
Yeah, Dmitry Koklov.
Yeah.
Yeah, Koklov, I think. Koklov, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you had a barbell named after him or something?
Yep. So, like, those guys, like, I knew just because they were so popular. But, like, people would always come to me and be like, oh, dude, did you see, like, fucking Steven Svensson, like, lifting that, like, 150 kilo fucking clean and jerk? And, like, no, I didn't. Who is that? Like, what do you mean? You don't follow him on Instagram? No, I don't. I don't know anybody in weightlifting. But, like, everyone that I was around was, like...
Well, they just fangirl hard.
They all knew it.
Girls.
Yeah, both. I got it, yeah, like I said, I got it from both men and women. But, like, I was never, like, a weightlifting groupie.
Yeah.
And everyone always thought it was so weird. They're like, how do you not know any of these people? Like, you compete in the sport. And I'm like, yeah, I compete in the sport. It's not who I am. Right. Like, I would much rather, like, go drink on a Saturday and, like, watch college football. Like, I can tell you who the quarterback for fucking Missouri State is, but, like, I don't know who some fucking jabroni in Ukraine who's gonna, like, win the next Olympics in weightlifting is. Like, I don't really care. Like, to be totally honest, like, I don't really give a shit.
No. And then other people argue, it's like, well, it's the same thing. It's really not.
No.
Football's way more popular.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I would always say. It's like, Olympic weightlifting is something that I do. Like, I don't really care about it. Like, which is, like, a really fucked up thing, and it's, like, kind of a douchey way to be, because I was good. I was good locally. I wasn't good nationally. I would make it to nationals, and then, you know, be at the bottom of the barrel. But I was good enough to go to nationals. So, like, I would just be like, I don't really care about the fuck following people in the sport. Like, if I met people, like, at national competitions and they were good and they were famous, like, I would talk to them, and they were pretty cool most of the time. But, like, I don't know, man. Like,
well, golf did the same thing, and it's like, so, yeah, I'm pretty good. I mean, comparatively, I'm good enough to get in the tournaments, but I'm not good enough to be anything in the tournaments.
Right.
But like, so Matt Parziali was the big name a couple of years ago because he went to play at the Masters. Because he won the U.S. Mid-Am.
Right.
He's fucking good.
Yeah, he's very good.
But then people talk to me and it's like, oh yeah, well my brother's good friends with the guy who knows Matt. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. Are you guys? You said your brother knew someone that was friends with him.
Yeah.
You don't know him.
Right.
Like, your brother's friend is the one that knows him.
Yeah.
So why are you telling me? It's the same argument with like, why are the Kardashians famous? Yeah. And it's like, oh well, their father was on the OJ case. Right, so that's why their father's famous.
Well, Kim sucked a dick.
So no one wants to admit that.
Yeah, she sucked a huge black dick. And
it's like,
got public.
It's like, oh well, she worked for Paris Hilton. Right. Well, Paris Hilton's famous.
Yeah.
So again, why do I care about?
Oh, and she sucked a huge.
She sucked a huge dick. Like that's what it is.
There was
like people who really like the Kardashians don't want to admit that.
Yeah.
It's like so Kim sucked a big dick.
Yes.
Got a show.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
So, suck dick your way to the top. Anyway. So, are we good on that?
Yeah.
All right. My final thought. You know John Romanello? Roman?
No.
Okay. So he was a fitness guy, and he has since kind of definitely gotten out of there. I also don't know where he's from. I feel like he was in New York at one time and has since moved out to Cali. And in the time, it was like he was married to someone else in the fitness industry, and I remember that was like a big deal. And then for a while, I didn't see either of them anywhere. They're not together anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't really care either.
Yeah.
But what he has done in the meantime, and he was an author at the time. He's always written.
Yeah.
So what he's kind of shifted his focus to is like writing and writing mentorships and coaching writing and things like that. So one thing about him though is he always kind of talked sexually. So people would ask him and it's like, hey, like, you know, how much protein should I be eating? And he's like, I don't know. So, oh, what's the best arm exercise I should be doing? He goes, I don't know. Dude, how do I get my girlfriend to do anal? All right, so this is what you do.
Yeah.
You need to first, within the first 4 dates, you need to be back there. Like, you kind of got to get it going. Like, you got to set the mood. If you don't do it within the first 4 dates, I don't know if it's going to happen for you. So you got to set the stage there. He goes, and don't ever do it drunk. He goes, you do it drunk, you're going to be kind of setting yourself up for failure. Like, you don't know if it's going to hurt and she's not going to care. Like, don't do it drunk. It's going to fuck everything up. And then it's like, and then the part that no one wants to do after you lay that groundwork, you have to talk about it. Because you can't just, slide it in there.
Right.
You guys have to be on the same page. And it might seem weird, but you basically have to plan and prepare for it.
Right.
So, like, whatever. So then it's like, hey man, like, how much cardio should I be doing? I don't know. So that's how he always kind of was.
Yeah.
So he put up a post the other day about period sex. Because apparently he's a fan.
That's gross.
So,
yeah.
Apparently he's a fan of it.
I mean, I can't say I've never done it.
Right. So, is it ideal? I don't know, whatever. I don't know. He went on the benefits of it and like, cool, it all sounds great. And some of the benefits were like,
she's already wet.
like one of the benefits are, I guess for the woman, everything's like fucking turned up to 11.
Okay.
Everything's more sensitive and turbo, whatever.
Yeah.
But some of it was also a little bit like respecting women's rights, and it's like, yeah, when you're having your period, it's like you're most beautiful or something. It's like, yeah.
No, I get the fuck.
Okay. I get it. You're just not shaming, whatever. You're not shaming women, fine.
Yeah. Something
that he also does is he has a lot of respect for like the trans community and whatever. Mm-hmm. Of most people, he is he always seems to acknowledge and put in disclaimers and try to be good on all parts. And like when someone's like, in previous posts, whatever, someone's like, hey, I'm a trans and I don't like this. He goes, okay, so how can I better word what I said, whatever.
Right.
And he always does a pretty good job of things like that.
Okay.
Like he doesn't do it to be a prick or anything.
Yeah.
My God, though. It's like someone's in there and it's like, he goes, as a trans person, I just really don't like this post. He's like, all right, cool. So like, what, how can I word this to be like better? And it's like, all right, well, you could like change this, and that, and like, whatever. But I don't know if that really changes anything. You're just changing the words, not like the theme. It's like, my Lord, people, this guy's fucking trying. He's trying, and he's trying harder than really anybody else.
Right.
Because most people just kind of
more than anyone should even.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because most people would put up the post.
Right.
And be like, yeah, you know what? I respect your trans, and I don't know. Like I just don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But no, he even when he tries to like do his thing, still can't get it right. And I'm like, that is just so fucking typical.
People are fucking suck.
So fucking typical. It's almost like, why even like bother putting in the effort these days?
Yeah.
Because you definitely can't make anyone happy.
No.
I'm sorry, you definitely can't make everyone. Why make anyone?
Right. Yeah, it doesn't even fucking matter.
No.
And it's like the shitty part about it though too is like all the people you hear from are like in the minority too, and it's like they don't even fucking matter. You know what I mean? Like not to like downplay minorities or anything.
No, because then
it's what is the saying? It's the population minority is the vocal majority or something like that.
Yeah,
so
like
the trans community, like people that are legitimately trans, might make up like 0.5%.
Right.
Of
real
the
small
population. But everyone's like, oh, we have to do that. We have to like, and everyone's fucking shouting from the rooftop about everything, and it's like, we're talking about like 0.5%.
Well, that's the thing is like half the
like you want to make a rule for. We live in a country, we'll call it 300 million people. 0.5% would be what? 3,000? 30,000?
What's what? Well, 1% is what?
15,000?
A million?
1% of 300 million would be 3 million. So half of that would be 1.5 million. All right. See what happens when you actually do the math and don't just guess numbers.
It's definitely like 30 grand.
Yeah, dude, what is it, 30,000? Yeah, I know. Someone listening is like, you're a fucking idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Which, yes, I am. Yes. So we'll call it 1.5 million people. Like, you wanna like create something into like rule.
Well, here's
you wanna
the other
make
thing.
a rule for 1.5 million people that supports them, but does something against the 298.5 million other people. Well, I'm sorry, that's just not how things work.
And if you really break this down,
and if you're a proponent of democracy, which all of these people are like, oh, democracy for the people, whoa, we have to be for the people. You know how democracy works? The majority wins. So shut the fuck up.
So here's the other thing too. So obviously there's a lot of people in there being like, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Or it's like, dude, I didn't know I was the only one.
Well, it's always white people. It's always woke white people.
Yeah. So, but like a lot of women were in there like, yes, this is what I needed to hear. This is great.
Yeah.
Like, you're awesome. Like, you're the best, John. Then there's guys in there being like, dude, I didn't know I was the only one. I thought I was a fucking weirdo. I was like, God. And then it's like the whole trans thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this doesn't really apply to, the whole trans. Well, it does.
Yeah. Because
anyone that has a period, it applies to.
Yeah.
So it's even less of a percent of that population.
Well, yeah, man. It's 2019. Well, we're about to be 2020, bro. Like, men can have periods. Men can also get pregnant.
Dude,
I can get pregnant. I have to be careful, man. Like, I could get pregnant.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that.
This is like a thing now.
So Murph, the high school biology teacher,
yeah,
he used to claim men could get periods. Obviously, not in the sense that they start bleeding out of their vaginas. That biologically doesn't happen.
Right.
But
what? What did you just say? I'm sorry. What?
Right.
Did you just make a claim that only women have vaginas?
Biologically?
Biology doesn't matter. We don't care about biology anymore.
Why do they teach it in schools?
That's a 2018 thing. We're leaving that in the past. We're about to go into 2020, my friend.
So why are they still teaching? Do we have to cancel biology?
We have to cancel biology.
Oh fuck! I didn't know we were canceling biology today. That's weird. I didn't know that, dude. I thought we were gonna. I thought biology was gonna make it.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted that you would make a claim that only women have vaginas.
Do we have to cancel
You?
Oh, yeah, probably should. Do we have to cancel anatomy too?
Yeah.
Like A&P?
Yeah, we have to completely redesign how we teach anatomy.
Alright, so we have to cancel anatomy, or A&P. We have to cancel...
Yep.
We can still do musculoskeletal anatomy. That still works.
Yep. We just can't talk about the reproductive system.
Right, so no A&P. So A&P is out.
Yep.
Biology's out, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that leaves, we can teach chemistry, right?
Yep.
Because that doesn't have to do with the body.
Physics.
Earth science.
Geology.
Environmental science. That's still good.
Yep. That works.
Earth science.
Yeah. You know one of the funniest things that I saw once? Someone made this huge fucking post about like how disrespectful it is to like do trans. They were pro trans and they were going on and on and on. They made this giant post. Someone comments underneath it and goes, "Hey, how do you tell if your dog is a boy or a girl?" And it got so many likes.
Wow, that was really overwhelming right now, huh?
It was amazing. And then people started commenting underneath it, like being facetious and being like, "Oh, how could you? Can't you see what this person was trying to say?" Dude, it was amazing. It was such a long, like, thought out post. Like, we need to be supportive of trans people and all this. Like, not only men have penises and vaginas aren't specific to women and all this. And the person just goes, "Hey, how do you tell if your dog's a boy or a girl?" It was fucking awesome.
Clearly it was funny.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was fucking great.
It's too bad though. So, so how do we tell what dogs identify as? They don't speak to us.
I know.
Do we have to cancel dogs? That's gonna really bum me out, man.
Well, I mean, this is really tough because we've been discovering a lot of flaws in woke culture, and I feel like it's almost really beneficial that we're not super popular. Because we could potentially cause an outrage tornado.
Kids won't be learning biology anymore. I mean, yeah, kids won't be learning biology, won't know anatomy.
Yeah.
Definitely can't learn that this is a humerus.
No. But like that's so true though. Like all these people that are like, "Oh, men aren't the only ones with penises," and it's like, well, is your dog a male or a female? "Oh, my dog's a boy."
How do you know?
How'd you know? You just got a penis. Like
He told me.
It's like these people like they just don't get it. Like your logic is so fucking flawed. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's literally like arguing with like a 7-year-old. Like they're just trying to make an argument to like make their side right. It's like you're making up facts. Like you're literally making up facts to make it sound like you're right. Like that's not how this works.
So how do you know? The dog thing. No, the dog thing. How do you know?
You have to ask the dog, I guess. If we're being consistent here, we have to ask the dog.
Or do we pay attention to like, how they act? Like, cause
You also can't.
Cause like, so what does it mean if my dog likes to run around and like, chew tennis balls and chew toys and then like sleeps a lot?
Yeah, I don't know.
How do I know?
I don't know.
Oh, and then like they like to eat food.
You also can't have them. You can't set up something that's like pink and blue on one side and the other. One, because that's very gender stereotypical to assume that blue is just for boys and pink is just for girls.
Right.
And two, dogs are colorblind. They can't see color.
I was gonna say, so we can't even put out like, all right, well, if they go like, I don't even know, like we have to find a dog that humps and put out like,
yeah.
No, because how do we know?
Yeah. But it's just so funny because
how they pee.
They yeah.
How they pee can tell us, right?
Yeah, yep. If they squat or if they lift. There you go.
For dogs. not humans.
Yeah, there's a lot of flaws in woke logic. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you stop and think about it.
I try not to.
Yeah.
The only time I think about it is when I start talking here.
Yeah. So
I realize all the shit we have to cancel.
hopefully you guys don't ever stop and think about the shit that we say, because we're just a bunch of fucking idiots. But so I think that's gonna be a good place to end this on. Hopefully we spark some debates out there. Probably not. There's gonna be a giant outrage tornado somewhere. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. If you've made it this far, you should probably just go ahead and click the subscribe button. Also, thank you for listening. Subscribe on whatever podcast fucking hosting service or system, whatever you're listening to. You can follow us we're on Facebook. You can find us there. We've been getting a bunch of follows on Facebook, so that's kind of cool. Nothing happens on Facebook besides our shit getting posted, but whatever. That's cool. For now, at least. So we're on Facebook. It's just Sarcasm Speaks. We're on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. And we are also on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Keep spreading the word. Keep telling everybody that you know. Especially if they're woke. Let's try and trigger some people. That'd be great. I would love that.
We just have to start talking about like periods and shit, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We should just do a whole episode talking about periods.
You know anything about
That would be
periods?
great. Only women get them.
And they attract bears.
Yes, they do attract bears. Yeah.
Yes.
You can't go camping with a woman that has her period. And if you do, she has to sleep in the tree.
Dude, bears can climb trees.
With the bear bag. She has to sleep in the bear bag with all the food. Oh, I'm so glad a lot of people really don't listen to this.
So bad.
I just said a woman with her period needs to sleep in a bear bag in a tree.
They can climb trees, dude.
Only some bears. Black bears can. Brown bears are too big. I don't think they can climb trees. But anyway. Yeah, subscribe on all our shit. Keep telling everybody about us. And until next time, good night, everybody. If there is a next time.
Well, dude, they can't cancel
Look at
us
this, look at this.
before they cancel
Look at
biology.
this.